Do you have a preferred gender pronoun?
I go by literally anything. Usually I'll go by like he, him, but literally I don't really read into the gender norms like that, gender fluid more.
Okay. What does femme mean to you?
Femme to me is fully like embracing the wonderful qualities of being like, of you basically, and fully living that truth and showing it to the world and being confident in it. So yeah.
What does bitch mean to you?
Bitch means to me that word, she's very much like, you know, giving. Like she's the girl. She's the moment. Bitch.
Do you think of a feminine guy as being a bad thing?
Of course not. Of course not. Feminine can come in like any form. It can come from a gay man. Some straight men can be feminine and still be no less of a man. So, yeah. No.
Has dating been a challenge because of your gender expression?
I would definitely say dating has been a challenge. I haven't been in the dating game too much, but it has been a challenge for sure. Okay.
All right. So are you fetishized from a certain demographic over another?
I definitely think people like me are fetishized by a certain demographic. Mostly whenever I go out or when I get looks, it's from older men, typically in their like 40s to 50s and older. And most of the time, I don't really get looks from like people around my age or really get noticed, very rarely. So that's also to the dating thing. It's been a challenge in that regard.
So this is like in the gay community, you're getting looks by those older men, or you mean just like in general?
In general, just like all older men, straight, gay, in the closet, you know.
So it's like they want you.
Yeah, it's
more
like
of an interest of
yes,
want.
Yes, it's more of like a want
age.
to, right, exactly.
And how are you treated by society?
I feel like people like me, and me in particular, I feel like I've been treated more kind of like in the background, you know, not the first in line to do anything great, get good grades in school. Like I've always just been the one to like not, I guess, do great things or like look like I'm not doing great things, if that makes sense.
And this is based on how you present yourself. You just feel like, you know, society treats you, just based on your outer appearance, society treats you this way?
Yes, I feel just based off my looks, they'll judge me off of that, and yeah.
Have you ever faced hate crime?
A few times. I've never faced any physical harm, but definitely verbal. Plenty of times, whether it's on the street. Obviously, kids in school can be very mean, so I've had to deal with a lot of that. And yeah, that's about it. But mainly hate speech, no physical violence.
So are you confident at all times in your surroundings when you step out?
Typically, I try to exude confidence at all times. And usually whenever I like have those little doubts, I just kind of brush them away and, you know, just know that I am that bitch and ain't nobody can say shit about it, period.
And no, that's a true tea, because confidence is like it plays like a big role. Because I mean, like, it scares a lot of people, and and it's just like people really don't want to fuck with you because it is that confidence you exude. And sometimes it's scary for some because some people don't want to like talk to you at all with this confidence. But like, you know, gender expression, expressing how you are, you have to be that confident. And people think it's so easy, but it's not.
It's not, no. And it's a journey, honestly, of confidence. I haven't been confident, like, in my like middle school, you know, high school years. I definitely lacked confidence, but as soon as I like grew out of that, I've just been a powerhouse and nobody can tell me anything. I truly am like confident in myself. Of course, there's always you know, a few doubts, but, you know, I'm only human, and you just gotta remember that.
Yeah. So is it hard loving yourself in a society that lacks openness?
Yeah, I would definitely say there are times where I've felt hard on myself, and I kind of felt like if no one else can love me, why should I love myself? And that was definitely like a younger version of me. But now I've definitely learned to grasp the concept that that's those other people's ideals, that's their opinion, that's their problem. It has nothing to do with me, and I can, if they can't love me, then that's their problem, right? You know? So that's, yeah.
Why do you think the Black community is so dismissive of femininity?
I think the Black community is so dismissive of femininity because from like the past, when like older generations, that's like kind of all they knew, and even now the old heads, that has like they've continued to like think that way. So I think it's looked down because a lot of the times in history, the white man kind of demasculinized the Black man, and since then that's created a generational trauma to Black men. So in my eyes, it's not really like the Black man's fault for kind of seeing femininity as like a threat, though I do believe you can like stem away from that and like change your mindset. But in my eyes, you gotta just be patient with the old generation. I also think it's also messed up that we, like, as feminine people have to deal with that, but you know, it's just how the cards roll, I guess, you know.
Perfectly said. Do you think the LGBTQ apps favor or unfavor thin men on dating apps?
So I think this is a tricky question. I think it really depends on the demographic in your area.
What is your everyday attire?
So my everyday attire, not gonna lie, is really just like sweatpants, biker shorts, t-shirt, and if it's chilly, like a jacket, like a denim jacket. So yeah, that's my typical outfit.
Are you trying to emulate a woman when you dress this way?
I'm trying to emulate myself whenever I dress any way I dress. As I said before, I am gender fluid, so I do not care about the feminine and masculine traits or whatever.
Yeah. Does one have to dress a certain way to be considered femme?
Nope, I do not think anyone has to dress a certain way to be femme. Femme can be your mannerisms, your love interests, I guess, and of course your exterior. But yeah, most of the time it's a mixture of things.
Can you express yourself comfortably at work?
Yes, I can express myself comfortably at work. A lot of people that I come across either just don't say shit because they know, okay, they are bad as fuck, okay? So they know they can't say shit to me. So usually I don't get anyone. Of course I get a few looks, a few haters, but girl, who are you again?
Have you ever been fired or let go from a project due to your presentation, experience, or lifestyle?
I have not, no experience in that.
How does the LGBTQ community treat you?
I feel like the gay community, a lot of times, I get the reaction of maybe intimidation from some people. a lot of the times, like, people like come up to me and they're like, "Oh my God, you're so." Never mind. That sounds like, I don't know.
It's you. It's nothing wrong with it.
But okay, but it's the truth though. Like, I do have people that come up to me and say like, "Oh my gosh, you're so gorgeous," and they act like, they say things like, "I was scared to come up to you," you know, and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know that. And then also, I get some reactions of like, I'm trying to think.
And if you don't remember, it's okay. But but you said something that really stuck out, and like some people are intimidated just based on your outer appearance, and people think like just because you're beautiful, they think you have it all. But like, believe it or not, like,
But that's
it's a story. It's a story. Like, people are intimidated, and like, it's okay to say hi. And it's just like, you know, we build our confidence up based on like, you know, ourselves and who we're like, you know, what we're being, and what, like, you know, we try to be our authentic self, and that's all we're trying to be. And it pushes people away when we're just really trying to be us. And people get surprised. In
reality, I'm actually a very nice person when you get to know me. And, you know, sometimes I am like in my shell a little bit, and I do like come off as that a little bit, but really when you get to know me, I am actually a nice person.
Do you see yourself as a trailblazer in your community?
I definitely give props to the girls that paved the way for people like me, for my generation. But I also feel that in some respect, I have paved the way for feminine gay men, especially queer or black queer feminine men. And I've noticed a lot nowadays that there are more like gay men in high school that like dress a lot more, you know, out there. And I was definitely one of those people when I was in high school to dress like down bitch, you know, the type of bitch to dress up in a fur coat, heels, you know, the whole nine, wig, lashes, beat, all that. That was me. I love doing that. And yeah, I just hope that me doing that contributed somewhat to the community for younger gays like me.
Definitely, and not even younger gays, like even the older ones too.
Even the older ones,
Because we look at you all and we're just like, oh my gosh, like, they're brave, they're fearless, and like times are definitely changing. Attracted to other femme men, or open to dating other femme men? Do you have like a specific type?
I definitely am attracted to feminine gay men. I'm also attracted to, you know, masculine men and anything in between, really. As far as a type, I don't really have a type, but you know, typically I go for the kind that are like have similar like interests in me, like rap music, like definitely gotta like Nicki Minaj, girl. If you ain't fucking with the queen, you know, that might be a deal breaker. But anyways, and yeah, you know, if you can just like vibe with me and just, you know, have similar interests, and even if we don't have similar interests, that's okay.
But does a specific man tend to like you over like others, like just in general?
Yes, like I feel like the type of men definitely go my way is probably older black men and older white men. Usually I don't know if they have wives. I tend to not notice. No, that's actually a lie. I do.
The dating apps think about them too.
The dating apps too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have mine set to like a certain age, so I actually don't see that. But like, but yeah, mainly in public is when I get noticed by older men. And yeah.
So basically, older men tend to like flock your way. All right.
Even at the clubs, when I'm at the clubs, for sure, I get hit on by older men all of the time. And you know, going back to the other conversation, men my age tend to not like look at me. So it's a little bit of like a mental fuck for me because I'm not really interested in the older men. I want someone more around my age. So, but no shade to the older men.
What does femme bitch mean to you?
Femme bitch to me means you know you're that bitch. You fully embrace it. You show it to the world, and yeah, you just, you know, like what I said before, you don't listen to what anybody says, and you just live in your fantasy.
What does Marlon mean to you?
Marlon to me means being myself, of course, authentically, and kind of embracing the androgynous part of me, like my androgyny.
Is there anything that you want to address in the Femme Bitch documentary that we didn't address concerning the LGBTQ community?
Mm-hmm. I definitely feel like in the gay community, toxic masculinity is definitely like a huge thing, and we all, as like the gay community, preach that, or not preach, but have the conversation of, you know, toxic masculinity and you know, mask for mask guys. But then in the same breath, I notice a lot of feminine guys tend to overlook like other feminine guys completely, and I completely understand like where they're coming from. Like some people just don't like, you know, other people like them, like feminine, you know, some people just like that masculine energy or whatever. But I also feel like if we're gonna, you know, have that conversation of mask for mask guys kind of accepting like everybody and not, you know, wanting just that one thing, I feel like that same thing should apply to feminine men who aren't open to kind of, you know, being with other feminine men, or, you know.
Yeah, I like that perspective. Maybe in time we'll change and it'll definitely get better, but I definitely like their perspective because, I mean, it is rare to see, like, you know, two femmes together, and you see a lot of more what's considered mask.
Yeah.
But it's funny how, like, the mask community is sort of, like, shifting, too, because, I mean, like, it's just, like, what is mask at this point? And that should be, like, my new documentary, like, what is mask? Because, like now these like masked men are considered, like, I mean, just because you have muscles, okay, is that like mask?
Right.
But like now all these like mask for mask guys, they're wearing the shortest of the shorts, they're all painting their nails. Like, I mean, it's like people are becoming, you know, more open with their, like, you know, whatever gender expression is. So I mean, I think we're moving in a good direction where people are becoming a little more open, but like the femme community is, you know, suppressed opposed to, like, you know, other, you know, groups in the community based on their expression.